moving along to Nigeria. A year ago today, Boko Haram militants entered a school in the Nigerian city of Chibok, ripped through and basically kidnapped roughly 300 teenage girls from their beds and took them captive. They're vowing to marry them off to jihadist fighters and sell them into slavery. The world briefly raised an outcry, with politicians, celebrities, first ladies, and activists holding protest marches demanding their return across the globe. In the years since, there has been no progress on releasing them, despite several promises by the government that never bore fruit. While a coalition of African countries have made gains against the group Boko Haram in the battlefield, the abducted girls remain missing. And to discuss the situation in Nigeria, we're joined in studio by Amnesty International Israel spokesperson Ronnie Mרגלית. Ronnie, good morning to you. Thank you for being with us. Before we break this down, let's watch a report on the 1 year anniversary, a very sad anniversary, to the abduction of these girls.
Over 100 members of the Bring Back Our Girls group gathered in Nigeria's capital city of Abuja to hold a prayer session in commemoration of the 1 year anniversary of the missing Chibok girls. Boko Haram, whose name roughly translated as Western education is sinful, has killed thousands and displaced some 1.5 million people during a 6-year campaign to carve out an Islamic State in northern Nigeria. The 200 school girls, most of them Christian, are still being held by Boko Haram since April 14, 2014.
For both Muslims and Christians, this is an opportunity for us to reconnect with God, to ask for God to give us the empowerment to be able to continue with the advocacy, and if possible, to have a divine intervention that will enable the girls to be brought back as quickly as possible.
In May last year, Boko Haram militants offered a prisoner swap to release the girls, but the proposal was rejected by the government. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has been blasted at home and abroad for his slow response to the kidnapping and for his inability to quell the violence by the Islamist militants, seen as the biggest security threat to Africa's biggest economy. In his first speech since he was elected president last month, former Nigerian Major General Muhammadu Buhari, who is due to take office at the end of May, said he would spare no effort to defeat Boko Haram. Buhari, himself a Muslim from the north, also branded exiting President Jonathan's reliance on Chad to suppress the insurgency before the election as a national disgrace. He has promised to restore the territorial integrity of Africa's most populous nation. But in the meantime, the girls remain missing.
Also joined from Lagos, Nigeria, by freelance journalist Samuel Okocha. Samuel, good morning to you. Where does the search or the battle to bring these girls back stand, really, in fact, on the ground in Nigeria today?
Yeah, very good morning. Thanks for having me. The stand when it comes to bringing these girls back remains very cloudy right now. I do know that the military has made significant gains in crushing Boko Haram in the north. They've recovered a number of territories earlier captured by the militant group. But to rescue the girls, it's very difficult to say what progress has been made. Right now, the information surrounding the rescue of the girls remains very cloudy, and members of the Bring Back Our Girls group has highlighted this. They've actually gone on protest to demand the true state of things. And so it's difficult to really say what is happening, about the rescue of the girls. The president-elect has also said, in as much as he's ready to tackle Boko Haram differently, he cannot assure of the rescue of the girls.
Right, and I think, his election, actually, part of his platform and election campaign was the promise to release them. Time will tell if he is, if this new administration can make it happen against Boko Haram. Ronnie Mרגלית, also with us, obviously, from Amnesty International. It's a devastating story. It's a campaign that went viral a year ago, that every celebrity on the face of the planet held up this card. Not much really happened with that. Does the world still remember? And what is Amnesty trying to, raise awareness to gain some more international, I'm asking you, international assistance to get these girls out?
Right, so first I want to say that Amnesty reports that released right now is actually revealed that there are around 2,000 girls that have been abducted. This is only part of these stories, and it also revealed with testimonies and stories that provide more information, not just about the abduction, but also forced marriage, a lot of cases of rape. And very horrible stories. One of the testimonies was by 19 years old. 14-year-old that attended her friend's wedding in a village, and she told Amnesty International researchers that she was abducted together with the bride, her sister, and the bride's sister, and they were forced to marry to Boko Haram fighters, and were they were taught how to fight and had to participate in attack on their own village. So it's not only revealing those numbers, but also really shed light about very cruel and horrible stories about the girls and what happened to them, what's going on with them today.
What's going on with them on the ground. And when it comes to, and Samuel, same to you though, when it comes to the international community, is there an outcry in Nigeria of trying to get some international assistance to, I don't want to say fight Boko Haram, but try and release in these, horrific numbers that we're hearing, not just the 200 that we remember from last year, but it's 2,000 women?
2,000 girls, and also mass killing of boys and men,
and children.
Around 5,000 people.
Is there a hope that the new president, Samuel, can do something, or is there some form of a request from the people of Nigeria to see international intervention? Samuel?
The people in Nigeria have actually made the outcry many months ago, and for international intervention, and that was what led countries like the US, Israel, the UK to send their teams to Nigeria. But along the line, it appeared there was lack of cooperation between the government and these international partners, and so we heard nothing again about that cooperation. Right now, the hope lies in the new president, Muhammadu Buhari, who has promised to fight Boko Haram. And in the course of fighting this Boko Haram, there is this seeming hope that the girls might just be rescued. But then again, the president-elect has also made it clear that people should not expect magic from him. So it's a mixture of hopelessness and and maybe hope.
I mean, which one has to maintain in every aspect of life. That goes without saying. Sadly, I think in Nigeria, and for the women and girls and the children and the boys kidnapped by Boko Haram, that holds more water. What is being done in the international arena, Ronnie?
So Amnesty claims, of course, that the international community have to be involved and call Nigerian authorities to take care of the situation and to protect civilians who get killed. And we tried as much to spread, to show the world, and this is what this report is part of, to actually shed light about what's going on in Nigeria and what are those acts of Boko Haram are. When we talked both about abduction of girls and women, and also about mass killing of boys and men. We have many testimonies also about cruel executions of boys, very harsh stories. And we try as much as we can to approach to any kind of involvement by the international community.
Is there, though, involvement, other than, condemning this by the international community, is there any other involvement? That's what I'm asking.
At the moment, there are a lot of campaigning and lobbying for this, but we don't see any active role, not by Nigerian authorities to stop this, or nor other countries.
No other countries. And the sad thing, and I'm stating the obvious, obviously, that if a year ago 200 white girls would have been abducted somewhere, I'm assuming the situation of it, or the attempt internationally to try and solve it, would probably be quite different. Samuel in Nigeria, I want to thank you for being with us. Ronnie, thank you for bringing this very important, sad report to our attention this morning.